evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Straight Up Talk with Earl Rush and Eileen Torres. My name is Earl Rush, and this evening I have the privilege and the honor of speaking with Carmen R. Guynn. Carmen R. Guynn is the owner and the founder of the St. Louis Salsa Congress. And if you know anything about this industry, there are not a lot of women that are involved as far as managing or producing or creating these events. So we're going to talk about what made her want to start a Congress and some of her accomplishments. She has many accomplishments and a lot of accolades. We're not going to be able to cover everything on this interview. I would suggest that you use your friend of mine, Google. Use it. Google is your friend if you want to see the extent of all the things that she's covered. But we're going to be talking about a lot of things she's into. But we're going to be focusing mostly on the recent things that she has going on and plans that she has in the future that she will expose to us that she's not worried about anybody biting off or copying off. Okay? So, good evening, Carmen. How are you?
How are you doing, Earl?
I'm doing pretty good, Carmen. I'm alive, Carmen. So what can I say? Great to
That's
talk to you.
good. We're
Great,
we're here and we're here to speak on it. So that's a blessing.
great to see your beautiful smile.
Thank
You
you.
always have your head done up just right. That's good. That's one thing I do. Girl always got her hair right, but that's good because a lot of folks
It's,
don't think about
it's
their hair.
just pulled back today. It's not a whole
Oh,
lot going on with it.
okay. All right. Well, let's see. Where am I going to start from? I'm haphazard. I don't have any chronological things going on. We may be talking about something you did yesterday, and then my next question may cover something.
That's all right too.
I'm whacked like that. So first of all, let me see. I've seen that. I did my research on you. I see you have various dance genre backgrounds. If I had known that you were a tap dancer, I would have talked to you earlier this week and told you to get ready, and you and I would have had a showdown right here on this
Oh,
show.
we had a challenge, huh?
Yeah, I know you're not quite ready to go anything right now. I would say, put your shoes on, girl. And as I've told you, Lissa Cruz and Jimmy Rubin, that we're gonna have a tap dance off. I could have one with Carmen as well. So, all right, how when did you first start dancing? Any kind of dance?
When I was about 3.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So I loved dancing. I wasn't really fond of like dance class or dance school or
Uh
anything
huh.
like that. When my mother tried to put me in dance class, I always had a stomach ache. So conveniently had a stomach ache every time that she wanted to take me to dance school. So I
Oh,
I,
okay.
I wasn't really keen on that, but I do remember this. My third birthday party, I danced the entire time.
Uh
The
huh.
entire time. And I don't remember. I don't remember opening presents. I don't remember any of that, but I remember dancing the entire time. And I
Okay.
danced to Car Wash. So I'm dating myself now.
Okay. Yeah, that's Creole. You're right about that. Yeah, okay. So, when did you first take your first dance class?
Hmm. Yeah, I
Structure.
was. You mean like salsa dancing or just in general?
No, no, no. We ain't talking about salsa. What was your first class you took as a kid?
Yeah, it was a ballet class. Yeah, I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I didn't care for it then.
Uh-huh.
And I got more into sports. So
Okay.
yeah, I play. I was a heavy. I mean, I was an athlete in grade school, high school, and in college. So basketball and volleyball were my thing.
Uh-huh.
I knew that I was going to the WNBA. I just knew I was.
Okay.
So that was my thing. In college is when I started getting into more dance. So
Okay.
I took all my classes in dance in college pretty much. and I minored in dance in
So
college. So
my research tells me that you have an engineering background. Is that correct? 'Cause I
yes,
can't see too much, so sometimes I might think I'm reading something, and
yeah.
I might read something else. I'm getting old, but
No, you're no, it's you're not getting old.
okay.
Don't worry. No, yeah, I do have a engineering background. So I've worked for one of the top engineering firms in St. Louis, and we did several projects like the Bush Stadium project. I was on that project, and
Well,
several
still,
of the bridges here, and I did the airport expansion here. So
okay.
yeah, it's kind of cool to be at the beginning of those projects and then at the end, seeing the results of them and having your name on somewhere in the building or on the bridge is kind of cool to see. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's really cool. Okay, so all right, engineering background. Because I ask everybody that this, whether they're a band member, singer, sonero, in this field in general, what made you get into something?
Yeah. So, it was really, like I said, I have a minor in dance. So dance was a part of me, but I just didn't feel like I was going to make money in dance. So that's why I minored in it, even though I really did like it. Uh,
Right.
yeah. So dance was always there, but it wasn't until, and let me back up a little bit. My uncles were just avid jazz and they played instruments and just musicians. So hearing the music all the time, just when we were over the house on Saturdays or just it just was around. So I've always had the music there.
Uh-huh.
Um, it just I think after I graduated from college was the first time that I think the club here at Club Viva just opened that year, within that year,
Uh-huh.
and I went there, and that's when it really hit me to want
Mhm.
to
Uh,
kind of take salsa and bachata as my niche to hone in on, even though I was pretty well diverse dancer in all the other genres, but
Okay.
wanted
Well,
to kind of hit that one.
what made you even go into the club the first time? I'm just curious.
My friend took me for my birthday,
Okay.
and yeah, and it opened. It was fairly new club that opened, and it was like,
Mhm.
okay, cool, let's just go.
Okay. And you got hooked, obviously. Wow.
Yeah,
Man, crazy.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, so now back when you first started out, there was not a lot of bachata being played at the clubs, were there?
No, there was hardly any bachata being played at all.
I guess I'm aging you now,
You are.
huh? Right.
It's all good. I love it. I'm gonna tell you, Earl. I just especially now that in the times that we're living in, I'm enjoying every moment. I enjoy every moment. So as long as God has given me breath, I'm elated. I want to get older. I just do it gracefully and do it with style. I don't the only other place you can go is die. So I'm not trying to do that yet, right? So
There you go.
let's keep living. Let's keep moving.
So tell me about this St. Louis salsa thing. What was that? You won that back in the day. What was that?
Says You said the St. Louis salsa thing.
You won a Miss St. Louis salsa. That's what it said.
Yeah, yeah. There was a contest that I think Club Viva put on years back, and just I just ended up I won it.
No. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So you keep saying the name of this club. I've never been to St. Louis. Is the name of the club that you keep announcing? Was that the main club back in the day, or is
That
that it's
that
still
is
the club
that is the main and the only.
in St. Louis?
Yes,
Salsa Club, and
yes.
it's still going strong.
It will be 25 years old this June.
Oh. So Lauren's been there then. That's what you're telling
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
me.
oh
Uh-huh.
absolutely, oh yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
So and I get into that. Are there a lot of on two in St. Louis now? I know I know at first it was basically on one town, correct?
It is, or it was, and in some ways it still is on one. We have a lot of influence. The owner of Viva is really good friends, and I am too, with Abel Pena. So Abel came in from time to time and taught us a lot. But St. Louis had a really, back then we just had a style of our own, and no one really understood it, So when we would travel to different places, people were like, "Well, where are you from?" And we were like, "Yes, St. Louis." And like, I didn't even know they danced there, and you couldn't really understand. You didn't know where we were coming from because the whole on one and on two thing was so big back then, right? And so no one really knew where we really came from until we told them, because we really taught ourselves. A lot of us taught ourselves in during that time. And then, like I said, Abel would come in from time to time and do workshops and things with us. So
how does that name ring a bell with me? How am I gonna know somewhere?
Abel Pena?
Yeah.
He's LA. He won the World Salsa Championship.
Oh, that's why. He danced with Liz Lyric, correct?
I'm sorry, Leah. He danced with Liz.
Yeah, that's why I know that name. Okay.
Liz and Sumara Torres.
Yeah.
They won.
Right. I know I'm not tripping, but I wanted to make sure because, like I said, I'm getting old. I ain't want to talk out the side of my head. Of course, I know who Abel is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So he was doing okay.
Yeah, so that that's sort of, and we do dance on two lot. I did a lot of traveling outside of St. Louis, and so that's where I learned dancing. I learned on two from traveling a lot. And then here there are people that do dance here. We have a really decent scene. It's a really decent scene here. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come hang out there with you for one. Maybe this St. Louis Congress. I told you that earlier. You laughed like crazy. I don't know why you laughed, but I know how to dance a little bit. I don't have to only.
Earl, I know you know how to dance.
I don't just have to just dance in DC. By the way, we have our own style too. We call it DC style salsa. We have our own little thing that was created basically by Sinai Gianni and Shaka, basically.
Shaka,
For this combat, they just do all those fancy things.
I remember that. I mean, I was in DC a lot during, went to Capitol Congress. I was up there quite often. Yes. And I remember those routines, and even remember when they come to Chicago, because that would be the other place that we would go to a lot of times, is Chicago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I've been to Chicago.
You have?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. I know Saladin and his wife. I try to get Saladin to tap dance as well. I try to say, Saladin, man, you need to get something going on. He was like, "Go ahead, Earl." Man. He wasn't messing with me. But I used to have fun in Chicago. I remember I was there one time. It was snowing so bad in DC, I had to spend another day in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
To fly back home. And it was the weekend I was there, they had these Star Search auditions. And see, our stylist was auditioning.
Oh, wow.
To be on the show. But I like Chicago. I met a lot of people in Chicago. And Saladin was very nice.
Wow.
So what made you want to take on? I want to talk to you about what made you want to be involved with the Congress, create the Congress, and some of the things that you had to go through, because I would imagine it's hard for a lady in St. Louis. It's hard for a person of color from St. Louis to start getting this business. Okay?
Sure. It wasn't a road that I thought that I really was ever going to take, to be honest with you. My goal at that time was to perform. Okay. I wanted to perform at some of the congresses that I was attending. and it just seemed very impossible to register or get into the auditions for that, or it just wasn't. It was really difficult to do that. I don't, and so I said, well, I'm gonna have to create something on my own. If I it's not because I'm not good enough, because I didn't trained with just about anybody and everybody. So either they don't like the way I look, or I don't know, I don't know what it could possibly be. So I have to create my own, and that's really what I did. The congresses that we really were able to get into, it still was difficult, was Chicago. And I became really close friends with Choco back in the day, and it kind of, like, not strong arm them, but kind of kept nudging them to let us perform in New York. But they were difficult to even at that, to even do those, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Right.
So I decided to create my own event.
So you pulled the James Brown on them. You don't want nobody to open up the door. You get it yourself.
I get it myself. I'll create it myself. So that's exactly what I did.
Hey, I can understand that. The same thing happened to me. We had my mentor. Her name was Eileen Torres. She had an award show, which was great. Everybody went to it. But you know me, I'm like, some of the people that she gave awards to, I didn't think deserved the award. And my friend Kelvin said, well, if you don't like Eileen's awards, then you got to start your own award. And that's what I did. I started my own stuff on Salsa Awards. That's what you got to do. Things not going the way you like it, you got to start your own stuff. Just like sometimes some people have events, or when I was starting out, I wasn't getting invited to stuff. Well, I created my own big event. I said, hey, I can teach my own big event. That's how a lot of DJs get started with becoming promoters. Nobody's hiring them, because everybody's got their own favorites. The stuff is clicking. Everybody got their own people they work with.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that. It's like, and a lot of DJs said, well, if I'm gonna play, I gotta open up my own stuff. So that's why I have a lot of respect for you, because you took that doorway. You said, nobody want to hire me and my friend. Open up my own Congress. That's why I have the utmost respect for you, and I really like that about you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's So how did you get to meet your girls? You got a lot of ladies that are your friends. I'm familiar with. I'm acquaintances and friends with. How did you meet Leah Patterson? And how did you meet Stacy and Miriam? How did you meet those? Did you meet them at your events, or how did they come about?
I've always admired Leah from afar, because Leah and my career started pretty much at the same time. And it's very interesting, because she was doing what I wanted to do, which, like I said, was performing. And at that time, she was performing with Sekou and in Chicago and performing. So I always admired her from a distance, which is how I admired a lot of other dancers, because honestly, it just didn't feel. It just didn't have a fit. I just didn't have a fit there, and so I just kind of watched everybody from afar. And it just maybe a couple of years later or several years later, we just connected, Leah and I. But it's just kind of now we're always talking to each other in some way. She just had a beautiful little baby girl. So so it's so good just chatting with her. And Stacy, it was the same way. We just Stacy, I may have met maybe honestly, just like 6 or 7 years ago. Always known Stacy, but we just recently just met within the past 6 or 7 years. And but always contact each other, and just just cool. And Stacy's an amazing person, not just with dance, but just an amazing person, and full of knowledge. And so we kind of just jive off each other's experiences, and just understanding, and we gel well. So it's awesome.
Yeah. So tell the viewers, you guys did a series. What was you guys' series basically based on? You guys did a series, you, Leah, Stacy, and sometimes you guys would have a special guest. Tell us a little bit. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but tell us a little bit because your philosophy is you like to be the voice of the voiceless. Okay?
Yes.
That sounded good. I don't know what that means, but if I think about it, I'm sure I'll figure it out. I guess you will talk to people who don't speak up for us. So, what was your series about in general? Keep it short about that. You
So
and
he said, keep it short. Oh, no, he didn't. he said,
no,
he said,
I don't
keep
know.
it short.
I know that you. I know that you're busy, a very busy lady. You're getting ready to have a congress. I'm making an ass out of myself for you. Me, I'm assuming that you're very busy. That's all. That's all. I know what it is.
So our series was Diaries of Black Afro Latin dancers in the Latin dance scene, and the way it came about was, of course, during the pandemic time, and just the kind of the unrest that we were having with George Floyd and just a lot of things surfaced in the dance scene a little bit, and one of them also dealt with why weren't there many black females as leads or being asked to teach at congresses or being danced with. And so
Okay.
Lee and I were talking, and those were some of the issues that we dealt with 20 years ago, and noticed that a lot of young ladies now are dealing with that same thing. And
Yeah.
so myself, Stacy, and I decided to kind of talk about our experiences initially
Uh-huh.
at the first one, and then we decided to start asking different guests to come on and talk about their experiences over their careers. And even though everyone had a different path, there was still a common similarity to our stories when it came to us not being asked to perform or asked to teach or asked to dance in social settings.
Wow. Yeah, I would imagine. I listened in on some of it, on some of your series, and I found it interesting. I mean, I can empathize to a point, but I can't empathize to the point of me being female. But
Mm-hmm.
I can empathize about the things that I used to go through when I first started dancing, and you know, I would ask a lady to dance, and they would like look me up and down, you know, e-
Mm-hmm.
e- examine me, you
I,
know.
I got that. I got that too.
But but I'm so petty. I remember so many ladies who might have rejected me when I first started, and then when I was able to hold a consistent beat and be a decent social dancer, the petty side of me never ever asked them to dance. Once I learned to dance, and they'd be like, "Oh, you can dance now," and I was like, "Nah, bro, you didn't want to dance with me in the beginning." But then I had to realize, people have preferences. When people pay their money to go out, they can dance with whoever they want. But
It's true.
I noticed unfortunately, and one of the reasons why bachata has taken over is not so much because of it's easiness. It's just that in the beginning, I see it and hearing it now, but it wasn't so much drama. People.
Bachata has a whole another issue. I've been known to be the salty auntie about some of the issues that are going on in the bachata world right now. Uh, uh, it and and not it's not the same thing, but even with salsa, there I think there's some elements where, and I'm not talking about the hyper over sexualized issue, but I'm saying that we've lost the authenticity, and we lost the culture, the what we had years ago. And
Okay.
so that we're losing that, or we've lost it. And
Okay.
so it's a whole conversation that needs to be had in the bachata world, because there's some issues going on that needs to be addressed heavily.
Yeah, 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 I guess so. So when you finally convinced, or as you use the term, strong on Choco to bring your group to the New York Congress, how did you feel when you finally got on the stage? The first time you got on the stage?
It was amazing because it was four beautiful black females on stage, and that's never been done before.
At the New York Congress or
At that
Congress?
time.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I can
Yes,
see it.
sir.
Yeah, you are aging yourself. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's okay. So you keep playing. Keep playing.
It's funny. I actually performed on the New York Congress. Yeah, I was in a. So actually, I'm going to segue. I can segue into my experience into what your experience is. I was on a challenge team of Island Touch, and I was
Mm.
able to perform with the challenge team at the New York Salsa Congress on a Saturday night, and I had a little fit role because I was dancing with La Amana. So that was a crazy experience. They said, "Look at Earl, he ain't nothing but a salsa fool. What's he doing up on stage, New York Salsa Congress dancing bachata?" So that was my one time I was on the stage performing. So that was, which we were segueing into. You started the first uh, touch Island Touch group in St. Louis. Is that correct?
Yes.
How did that come about?
Just it wasn't here, and it was an opportunity to I knew that people were interested in bachata, and
Okay.
so it was just an opportunity to open that door for those who wanted to perform and wanted to perform bachata specifically. So,
Right.
mhm.
Splash out to Rudy El Tigre, La Amana, and Jorge. They taught me a couple of bachata moves in my day as well. I got some bachata moves.
We were trained together by Edie.
See, see, you know what's going on. I haven't
Hmm.
talked to her in a while. Have you
Edie,
talked to her? Uh-huh.
she's still doing her thing.
Yeah, I was. I
Edie's
don't want.
still Edie's still doing her thing. She's
Yeah.
teaching in Denver.
Right, right. I know.
Hmm.
I was trying to get in touch with her. I'm not name dropping, but I was trying to get in touch with her and see if I could interview her as well. 'Cause we go way back. Okay, okay. So you wanted to start a Congress so you could. Did you start the Congress because you wanted a platform for your friends and for you to perform? Is that what the basis of it was, or you just
It was one of the reasons to be able to, but I mean, as it turns out, I mean, I don't get to perform a whole lot at my own event, but it was one of the reasons. But I did want to bring something to St. Louis that I felt that we needed.
okay?
It needed to be seen that
Uh-huh.
we do dance here,
Uh-huh.
and our community needed it here. So it was a little bit of both.
Oh, okay. All right. Hmm. So I guess no, I already know why. I always just tell people, well, I wonder why Carmen doesn't invite me to her Congress. I said, fool,
Look,
you don't move the needle. People only bring people. You don't move the needle. Why would Carmen bring? Who are you? You're nobody. Why would she bring you?
I'm not going to go there with you on your show, Earl. Okay? I'm not going there with you on your show. Now you keep playing me, I will.
Dog, you know I know better. You know I know
But
better than that.
we've had this conversation though. We've had this
I'm
conversation.
just joking, Carmen. I'm just joking.
I know it.
I
I'm
keep,
joking too.
I keep thinking real. I keep thinking real. I ain't moving the needle, so I wouldn't bring me. I'm not moving the needle, so that's understood. I'm not known for an instructor anyway. I'm known for a promoter, so it's all good anyway. Choco bought me back in the day, and then all my haters said, "Oh, he just bought you because he knew you was going to promote. It wasn't because you were a good instructor." I said, "Hey, for whatever, I can have it on my resume that I taught it." be your Salsa Congress. You can hate on me if you want to. It's all good. So I want to talk about you are in a you you're in an ensemble. Tell me about the ensemble you're going to be in for the stage.
Yes, I'm gonna be in the Heights. Stage of St. Louis is putting on the production of In the Heights this July. In a couple of weeks, I was offered the role to be in the ensemble, and yeah, that's a great thing. It's the next,
That,
yeah.
that's a big you know. I've done a lot of research on it. You are a go-getter and you make things happen. That's another reason why I respect you. You know, unlike a lot of my guests, you and I are familiar with one another, but we don't go way, way back. We weren't the best of friends. I mean, you know, we don't call each other on the phone and everything, but I've always watched what you've done and I've always been proud of it. And I'm like, hey, I be saying to myself, this black girl doing some big things here.
You said black girl.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you know, we stand out in this field. You know that better than me. Come on.
Okay, Earl.
You know, I got people who don't come to my party just because I'm black. But you know, it's fine. It's all good. We still have a good time when we move on. You know, the reason why I got into salsa because it there wasn't a lot of drama when I first started. It didn't matter what race you were. Didn't matter what you did for an occupation. People just basically danced and had fun. I didn't really run into drama till later on when I got to promotions and stuff. But
Mm.
salsa to me was like a safe haven, a safe place. You know, I'm not worried about anything. I'm just making sure that I'm dancing on feet. You know, as you get into it, it's a little thing. I have a tendency to start and attract drama in my younger days. So, but I moved on. I'm not like
Okay.
that's good. So
That's good.
basically, right now, how long have you been dancing salsa and bachata?
Oh, we're going almost 25 years.
Yeah, and we about the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been teaching salsa for 27 years. Teaching for 19. No,
Mhm.
about 20. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
long
yeah,
time.
same, pretty much. Yeah, I've been teaching. Yeah, I've been teaching for about 19.
So, give me a little preview. Give me some spoilers about the St. Louis Congress, which is this will be the 11th year. So last year was your 10th year. That's
So
quite an
in
accomplishment.
in 2019 was the 10th year. So yeah, and I decided it was really hard. I think I was really blessed during the pandemic that because it's in October and the way the pandemic kind of came as and it rushed in, it
Right?
didn't hinder me a whole lot. So and I was able to be, just kind of watch to see what's happening, been prayerful about it, and just just decided the year prior wasn't a right time, and then last year wasn't a right time to do it either. So
Yeah,
yeah, so this will be the 11th year. I'm happy that we ended, like I said, on the 10th year when it did. And so
sure.
yeah, so we were able to end on a kind of nice, really solid note, which was cool. And took 2 years off, and so here we are going at it October the 21st through the 23rd of this year. So I'm excited about that. And the other reason why I'm excited, because there are people who haven't been to St. Louis that really want to come and share the experience with us. What I can say about our St. Louis Congress is that it is a family oriented type of Congress, meaning it's you're gonna feel like you're at home. And that's one of the things that I didn't feel when I was at other Congresses, is I never felt like I was at home. I felt like I was an outsider. And I've always wanted a place. So when you go back to asking me about why I started it, this is also one of the reasons. I wanted people to feel like they could come to St. Louis and people know who they are. Kind of like
Right.
Cheers, right? Okay. So yeah, so it's, and I call it a cozy Congress because it's not huge, it's not real gigantic. You know, we don't have, 4,000, 5,000 people.
Okay.
But it's a nice, it could be 400 or 500, and it's just as cool and cozy, and everyone feel like they can dance with a lot of the instructors that are there. That's something that I never felt when I was in so that to me is important, and people feel safe at my event because I have a zero tolerance for sexual abuse or any of that type of stuff. People know my stance against human trafficking, and
Right.
yeah, so I do feel that people are attracted to that and want something different.
Right. Yeah, I saw the work you do with human trafficking. You got a lot going on. You got a
I do.
lot going on. You got a lot going on. I'm serious. All jokes aside, I'm not trying to be facetious or anything. Wow. That's why I have respect for you. You doing a lot of good positive things as well.
I
Now,
appreciate that.
do you sing? Are you in the church choir? Do you sing?
Am I in the church choir? No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm not. I'm not in the church choir. Do I look like I'm in the church choir?
Well, I had no idea. That's the question. I try not to assume anything, so
Yeah,
I,
okay.
I had to ask. I mean, possibility. No, you don't look like. I mean, how does someone look like that's in the choir? Yeah.
It's what I'm
No,
saying.
no,
It
no,
was a reason why you asked. So
no. I know you attend church, so I thought maybe
you thought maybe I was doing something up in the church, right?
you doing something everything else you involved with. You go getter. You know, if I went to church or I probably try to
Yeah,
do.
no, I don't sing. I've done different services in church, but
Uh-huh.
not sing. Like, I may have done. I've been on boards and things for church, but not singing. Singing wasn't it.
Okay. Do you do you have a favorite salsa bachata congress that you attend in the U.S.? Did you have one before the COVID
other
that you would
other than mine.
other than your own, of course? That's obvious. That goes to
Mm, um, back in the day, I enjoyed Miami's.
hmm,
Mm-hmm. I did.
interesting.
I did enjoy that one.
I
Like I said back in the day, I ain't talking about. I haven't been to what's going on now, but back in the day, I did enjoy that one.
I that's one of my least favorites. They're not, to me they're not friendly down there. You talk about feeling at home. I did not feel like I was at home down there at all. And
Well, right. I'm just I'm just saying if I had to pick one, that would have been it. I never felt at home at any of them, honestly. So
not at the DC Salsa Congress, you know.
I'm gonna
That
be
really,
honest with you. I did not.
okay.
I'm just keeping it real.
I'm a keep it real interviewer. You're a keep it real person. We gotta keep it real. I understand. Maybe I felt like home because that's my hometown. Maybe if I wasn't from DC,
I
maybe I
hear you.
wouldn't feel it. I've heard rumors that they say it's pretty friendly, but that could be all Shaka and Irene's friends who speak up for them.
But and then like I said, I haven't traveled in a while like that.
Okay.
So
So,
I'm going off of past experiences that I've had
uh-huh.
back when I did do a lot of traveling, and so
Okay.
yeah, then I
Well,
didn't.
if you put it that way, I guess I could say the same thing. I never felt like I was at home at any Congress. Anyone that I left outside of DC, so I mean, I enjoyed a lot of them, but I didn't actually feel at home. So,
Well, this is St. Louis is a different experience.
Okay.
I must admit, and I'm not just saying that because it is mine. I am
Right.
saying it because of the feedback that I receive, and that's from both artists and guests who
All
come to
right.
the event. So yeah, some people would say, yeah, she just saying it because it's hers, but I'm really not. I'm always looking for feedback. I've always been that kid that just reversed or flipped the script because I
Uh-huh.
understand how I felt about things or how I was feeling. And I really don't want anyone to feel that same way. So my goal was always to work hard to make sure no one felt the way I felt. And
Okay.
from what I'm hearing from people who have attended, I get positive feedback from that, and even rectifying issues that may come up, just the way we go about doing it. I've
Right.
just gotten great feedback.
Oh, by the way, I like the earrings. You better work it, girl. I
You
like those.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me
Thank
ask
you.
you. Now, you go out of your way to make feel that the attendees of your events feel at home. But in general, is the St. Louis salsa and bachata scene, are they friendly in general, or
I
are they
would
cliquish? Are they cliquish like most dance scenes are anyway?
I think most dance scenes are cliquish. I mean, we just got to be honest about that. I am also, I'm an introverted person to be for real.
Okay.
And it's not that I can't, because I get out there and all introvert means just is somebody that we get our energy by sitting back in the cut and chilling
Yeah.
out. you know when we have to get out there in front of people, it's easy to do, and that's really all that means. But I really believe that all scenes have their little click, and sometimes it takes a minute to get used to people getting used to seeing you, or meeting the right little group that you can hang with. But
Right.
when I think about friendly, I think it's fairly friendly. St. Louis
Okay.
is fairly friendly, yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Well, as we said, I think pretty much all dance scenes are cliquish. They all are.
They
You
are.
know,
It's just it's by nature. It's really by nature on
but
how that turned out. But
you know what, Carmen? Life is full of cliques. Just like when you go to work, you hang out with certain people that you hang out with at work. That's a clique. People are always complaining about cliques all the time. And they need to take your attitude. You know what? If no one lets you in your clique, start your own clique. You know? I mean, cliques are a part of life. The cliques are not going anywhere. Period.
they're not.
You know,
Yeah, they're not going to go anywhere. So it's
you got to deal with it. There are a lot of cliques I'm not in. It don't matter. I mean, it would affect me if not being in a clique affected my income or me paying some bills. Then I would be concerned. But if I'm not anyone, if someone wants you in their clique, they'll let you know. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. It,
neither.
it's all good. It's a part of life that we have to deal with.
It
So,
is.
do you have any online classes? Were you doing any online training or anything during
I
COVID?
Yes, I was doing online classes during the pandemic, quite often. I do have a few now that we're kind of at a point where we can all kind of see each other a little bit. I do have, most of my classes are in person, and I
Uh-huh.
do have a group that is it's like a performance training team,
Okay.
and we have some ladies that are in person, and we have some ladies who are online. So
Nice.
yeah, that's really nice.
Well,
Yeah.
that's one thing good that came out of COVID. People realized. I mean, people put into practice of producing online training because a lot of people weren't doing that. But that's an easy way to make some passive income. If
Hmm.
you provide it. The field is inundated with online training, of course, but there's somebody out there to take someone's class. It's
Yeah.
another way to make some money. That's when you make money. When you make money, when you're not doing anything. So someone's paying for your training online at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you don't even know it. That's when you start making some money. Not making any money. Not making any money until you're making money when you're not doing nothing.
When you're asleep.
That's how I go. Yeah. So it's all good. Yeah, I got went to St. Louis and see what's going on. Think I'd have a good time out there?
I think you would.
Well, I mean, would I have to tell everybody? Would I have to name drop and say, "Yeah, I'm tight with Carmen"? Would I have to say all that, or would just coming out there, I probably would have a good time?
I think you would have a good time.
Okay.
I think you would have a good time. You know, I think anyone that comes, they would have a good time.
I'm thinking. You hope. I'm thinking I might come out there because I need to. I'm getting old. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I need to get out here and experience some new experiences. So
Some new experiences.
I can't believe I can't believe I've never been to St. Louis. I've never been to New Orleans. That's sad. I've been over in Europe. I've been a lot of places in Europe, but never
I
New
mean,
Orleans.
everything has its timing, so it's
Yeah.
it is. That's what it is sometimes.
I've been I've been in DC all my life. I just love it, but I don't like the traffic. But other than the traffic, it's my town. And then the weather. I don't like the sometimes weather. I don't like
Yeah.
I don't like to be cold. I just can't do it. I think I'm going to end up in San Diego actually
Okay.
before it's all over. But they funny out there too. So it's tough. I mean, I can deal with DC. When I was growing up, DC was 95% black. It really was Chocolate City. So now, different races and everything moving in my neighborhood and everything. What can you do? I don't know any of my neighbors anyway. I don't ever knock on their door and ask them for no cookies or any coffee, anything. So I don't care what race moves to my neighborhood.
Well, that's a good thing.
If different races move to my neighborhood,
when we can get to a point where it doesn't matter. I honestly, that's why I'm really excited to be in the Heights, because we're trying to change the narrative of what does the Latin or Afro Latin culture look like.
Exactly.
And so I think that this is, I love what the director is doing in the production. And as a matter of fact, I got fitted today for the costumes, and his whole thing was, and this is what the costume designer was saying, was he wants everybody to look like themselves. They're not going to have people add any extra hair or any wigs or anything. He just however we come, that's what he wants. And so, just by that was so comforting to hear that, even though working with him, during audition was amazing. But just hearing that today was even great, because it's more of an acceptance of who we are as people and what does a community really look like.
Right.
So I think it's a good time. We're trying to change the narrative here. We're trying to change the voice, giving the voice to Afro Latinos and what they look like. Even though I'm African American, but there's definitely an Afro Latino or Latina that looks just like me, complexion wise. And so I think that's what we're going for, expression wise.
So how did you get this slot? I mean, obviously they must have had some auditions, I guess.
He said, how did I get it? Because I was good with the T on the end. That's how I know.
All right. I mean, did you? Okay, you're good. And, I mean, but
I had to go there, Earl. I'm sorry.
Did somebody? Did you have to audition for the slot, or did someone did someone who knew you were good say, "Well,
no,
we got to do this"? Okay.
No, I auditioned. I auditioned for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Now, Carmen, I don't know whether I'm going to come to St. Louis and check you out when the play comes on, or when I'm gonna come to the Congress. I don't know that I'm gonna be coming to St. Louis twice. I don't go too many places twice, but I have to pick my spots now.
Pick your spot.
I'd like to come see you in that play too, though. Who knows? You never know. Maybe I might come out there. Somebody might be crazy about me, and I can come out there anytime I want to. Who knows? You never
Okay.
know. Okay. So we have deduced that you don't really have a favorite Congress. Miami, if you had to make a pick. Okay. And I deduced that I never really felt at home in any other Congress either. Well, I take that back. Back in the day when I would go down to Beto Herrera's events or the Cobo Brothers events in North Carolina and Raleigh, I did feel at home in there. I did feel it. And of course, I always have a blast at the DC Salsa Congress.
Yeah.
And at the DC Salsa Congress, I never danced with anybody that I know from DC. It's understood among certain dancers. I don't think I'm too good for you or anything like that. It's just very rarely that we get so many different dancers from out of town to be here. Probably can dance with you next Monday or Tuesday or something. I'm going to spend my energy dancing all out of town. So a lot of times local dancers get mad and say, "You didn't even dance with me at the concert." We will dance next week, honey. I had to get it in with all the out of town dancers that were here. It wasn't a slight to them or anything. I'm just utilizing my time to get dancing with different people. Everybody wants to dance with different people. That's how you learn, and that's how you learn. You gauge your ability to the person following you. Do they have a good time? You can just walk up and dance with someone that you've never seen before and click. That's a beautiful thing. You're never gonna know unless you try.
Yeah.
So, what's the lineup looking like? Tell me a few confirmations for your lineup? First of all, who are your salsa DJs for the scene? Have they been confirmed? I want to know who they are.
We have Earl, Cowable.
Oh, from Chicago. Yeah, I hear he's great.
Oh, he's amazing. Now he's been with me forever. He's been with me for all 10 years. So very supportive. Matter of fact, the very first one he reached out to me. And yes, I definitely appreciate that. We have DJ Sergio, which is he's from he's from Spain, but he resides here in St. Louis. So he's been with me for quite a while, forever. Marcos out of Milwaukee, so he's going to be working with me. So got a few. I'm working on a few other ones that are going to come through, swing through.
I need to come out there and just get some exposure to what's going on out there with the DJs. I basically focus on the DJs on the East Coast. So I don't know how good the DJs out in the Midwest are. I know Earl is good. I used to listen to his radio show. Does he still have his show?
He has one or two of them. Yeah, he had about 3 or 4 for a while. So he's had quite a few, but I know he has at least one of them still. Okay. Yeah, but he actually has his own event as well too. He's doing his own event.
How far is Chicago from St. Louis?
It's about 4.5, 5 hours.
I would imagine you go there several times a year. No,
but I did. I would go up there a lot, and my brother used to live in Chicago, so I would visit him a lot from time to time. But yeah, it's a really easy drive.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, 4 hours. I mean, it's same as if we were going to New York, I guess.
Yeah, it's an easy shot.
So, the weather, Midwest weather. I'm asking dumb questions now. Okay.
Yeah, our weather. People say that St. Louis doesn't have bad weather from time to time. We do. We get the ice pretty rough. And our weather is really flaky. Sometimes it's really it can be really cold one day, and then the next day it's 60 degrees, 70 degrees outside. So it's flaky.
Okay. So you tell me you into sports a little bit. How did you feel when the Los Angeles Rams, who had just left St. Louis several years ago, won the Super Bowl this year? Did that bother you at all?
It just, we are honestly, it did it. I mean, I didn't get like lose sleep over it, but I was like,
Yeah.
it was just kind of, I think the owner never really wanted to be in St. Louis anyway.
Right.
So it just was kind of like, okay, whatever. Yeah, it I think it hurt the city a little bit, but St. Louis is a huge baseball. We're huge baseball fans.
Yes, yes. I'm one of the
Yeah, huge,
one of
huge,
the
huge.
one of the best well-run organizations in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
They're avid and rabid fans.
Yes. 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 Big time.
Yeah, one of my favorite ball players played for the Cardinals back in the day. Bob Gibson, the
Mm,
uh, awesome pitcher back in the day.
Bob Gibson. Yeah.
Hall of Famer, Lou Brock, Kurt Blood.
Blue Rock. Yeah.
I guess I'm aging myself.
That's all right.
Okay.
I'm going back with like, yeah, Terry Pendleton and Willie McGee, Vince Coleman.
Oh,
All of them.
there you go.
Ozzy, of course,
I know. I used to love to see him do those flips.
Oh yeah, that was a kicker.
Sure.
Yeah. Whitey Herzog, they called it Whitey Ball.
There you go.
Big time. My grandfather, I mean, we were big with that because my grandfather actually played for the Negro Leagues, and so
Wow.
he was for a year, and so I have. He's like James Cool Papa Bell, and all of those old players. He became a historian. So
Okay.
I got like old articles and just autographs from some of these old players. So
Okay.
yeah.
So let me ask you: Do you MC your events, or do you bring in like people like Troy and those kind of crazy people coming to MC?
Yeah, Troy has been my MC for all 10 years, except for 1 year where we actually had Lee. He couldn't do it, and we had Lee, and he's just as bad as Troy. So it was the same foolishness.
Yeah, yeah. That's my boy Lee. He's not quite as outrageous as Troy. Not quite.
Not quite, but
Great.
he was a close. He was great. We Lee and I mean, we have to actually chat a little bit more because we just have so many things in common that we like to do and work on. So yeah,
Yeah, he's funny though. What for
he
sure.
is.
Yeah, but
He is.
he definitely knows how to throw a party. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
that.
they know how to.
He knows how to throw a party. If he
He
don't know, if you don't know anything else, he knows, he, he knows how to do that.
Yeah.
So how did you make the mental adjustment when bachata started taking over? I mean, I know you basically were a salsa girl back in the day. How did you make the adjustment? There was no adjustment.
It didn't move me.
Okay.
See, the problem, here's the problem with our dance scene.
Uh-huh.
Let me just say this. I don't like this salsero, salsera, bachatero. I don't like those terms.
Okay.
If you're a dancer, if you ever notice, dancers don't carry on with that foolishness. They're
Okay.
dancers. Okay. When I got my undergrad degree in dance, I'm a dancer. So a dancer, you pretty much can cover it all. You may have a specific, one that you do more than others, but you are a dancer across the board. And so we get bachateros don't want to do salsa, salseros don't want to do bachata. It's yeah. So for me, honestly, it didn't. I love merengue because I love music. I love
Okay.
movement.
Yeah. I got you.
So it that those things never really it never really phased me, and I could go with either one.
Right. Well, for me, it wasn't so much about being able to do one. I mean, first of all, I've worked with Lee. I've done well with Lee. I'm not gonna say anything negative about the job because I don't have anything negative to say. It's just not one of my preferences.
Hmm.
So I tell people, there's nothing wrong with having a preference. You know, I'm a salsa holic. I'm stuck on salsa. That's my name. All I want to hear is salsa. Now that just me. Now if that makes me a criminal because I don't want to hear bachata or whatever. Take
No,
me to jail. You
I
know.
think people's preferences are fine. I don't have a uh, I don't have a problem with it. It's just when you can't take time to appreciate
Right.
it for what it is.
Okay.
That's a problem. But like I said, I live my life, everybody else
Right.
lives there. So it didn't to answer your question, it didn't phase me that
Well,
it was supposed to be taken over. Okay.
well, I've evolved. Like I said, I've done well with Lee and bachata. Now I'm not gonna never say anything bad about bachata. Y'all can say whatever you want. I used to didn't want to hear it, and I know how to dance. If I still go out, I still want to hear salsa mambo song. That's me. But I'm never gonna say anything negative about bachata. You can forget that. And even though I'm stuck on salsa, while I'm in DC, if I gotta have two rooms because I gotta have 100% salsa room, but I gotta have a bachata room too. There's a lot of
No
bachata sick.
doubt.
A
No
lot of
doubt.
bachata sickos here. They need to be serviced. I'm never turning my if I I'm never turning down my face at a chance to have a bachata room at an event I have. And people love it. I
Absolutely.
I'd be crazy if he run around down and talk, oh, forgive me. Nah, I love bachata. You want bachata rooms right up the steps. Going on the street. You want to stay in my hand dance salsa with me? That's fine. But obviously I have some kind of sick addiction. It's not really healthy. I asked the Lord to help me with my addiction. He said, okay. I didn't know he was going to do it the COVID way. He said, you want to stop going out dancing? Okay, here you go, Earl. You ain't
That's
going nowhere for you ain't going nowhere for 2 years. Because I would never go out there. And even right now, even though the mandate has lifted, you see any picture on Facebook of me out, I got my mask on. He said, why you have your mask on? I said, because I want to. I will wear a mask every time I go out from now until the time I stop going out. But
hmm
that's me.
yeah, to each people were out, and I think people just need to be respectful for with each other during this time. I know I've had people who didn't want to come take classes because I do, I have people wear their mask, and it's just out of respect in my class, in my dance studio. It's just out of respect for whoever is there. You don't know what their health condition is. You don't
Yeah.
know who they go home to. So it's just we want to be respectful for that, and that's really all it is. It's not we're trying to keep anybody from you know feeling
Right.
free or anything like that. It's just I care enough about people, and I've just been slow about, or just been mindful about the way I proceed with moving forward during these times.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe you can help me out with this one. I know that you are a Zumba instructor. I don't know whether are you currently still one?
I am.
Okay. So you can help me out with it. So I'm out in the club and I'm like trying to make conversation. Do you dance salsa? Oh yeah, I dance salsa. I take Zumba. I said, okay. So why are people that I've heard this several times? So why are people telling me because they take Zumba, they know how to salsa? Because maybe it has some shines in it or something? Or I don't understand it. I don't understand it. When I ask you,
Mhm.
can you dance salsa? You tell me, of course I know how to dance salsa. I take Zumba classes. I can't make the connection.
Yeah. There is no connection.
Okay.
There is no connection. The way Zumba started was Beto, the owner of Zumba. He was an aerobic instructor and left his music at home, and so he grabbed his salsa CDs out of his car, put it in, and started just doing aerobic moves to that. So the following week or so, someone said, "Hey, I want to do what you did last week," and so that's how Zumba really started.
Okay.
When you get training, they may go over a basic step or two, but it's not even in the rhythmic that we dance it.
That's
Right?
what I'm. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I had to look at it differently, because even when I went to go get training for that, I'm sitting there looking like, yeah, you got to be kidding me. Are you serious? But it's because I'm coming from an instructor perspective, a history understanding salsa, a history of understanding bachata, of all of these dances, this understanding the culture. I'm coming from that perspective.
Right.
And I'm looking at these people doing this Zumba stuff, and it's like, y'all got to be kidding me.
Right. Okay.
But when you look at it from a dance fitness perspective, it is a little different. And so these people, and what I've learned over the years is that salsa dancers, bachata dancers, people who are taking classes, they don't want to do Zumba. And really the Zumba people they're not interested in salsa and bachata or any of that.
Right.
They really aren't. They may think that they're doing it because it's a little taste of it, but they're not, they're not interested in it. Yeah. But it's totally different.
I have a class that's called Salsa, and it's a mixture of funk, soul, and salsa music. Okay, stuff put together. We do house moves, go-go moves, and I threw some salsa shines in there. Pretty interesting class, but I still didn't see why, and you made it clear why I didn't see it. Why this lady says, "Yeah, I dance salsa because I take Zumba." So we're gonna move right on with that
So
one.
yeah, they consider that they may have one or two moves, or it may even there may be a salsa song in the lineup. So yeah, to them they
dance salsa.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving right along. Are there anything that you want to talk about that I didn't bring up? Did I leave something out that you want to cover? I mean, it is your interview. I might not have been asking the right question. I may not have asked you what you want to talk about. So, is there anything that I left out that you want to?
In particular, I'm good. I think the biggest thing that I would like to see, if this was a question that you were to ask me, I think the biggest thing that I would like to see in our dance community is that we clean it up. We clean it up with respect of the culture, with respect of the people, with respect of just respecting each other. I think it's gotten out of hand, terribly out of hand, and it actually saddens me, because this is not what I known from. This is not what it was. Right. We may have an incident here and there, but what's happening now is outrageous. So if that was a question that you would ask me, it would be, I would like to see us, now that we're able to open up a little bit more and do some things, that we really hone in on cleaning up our act out here in these clubs and these socials, at these festivals, cleaning up our act.
Yeah, because I don't know why I was telling someone this the other day. I got a lot of sources, I have a lot of spies, people tell me what's going on. A lot of things that I'm not aware of, and some of the things that I am hearing that is going on, it's appalling to me.
Yes.
And I see people talking about, well, what are we going to do about it, or the da-da-da-da-da. But I never hear anything about it. So I'm like, all y'all got to do is call me, tell me some names, show me some proof, and I'll take care of some of these fools out here. I mean, it's crazy what's going on out here. All kinds
Mm-hmm.
of crazy stuff I'm hearing. Date rape and this kind of rape and roofies and all this. I'm like, I don't understand it. I never really find out about it till it's too late, or no one tells me who it actually is the person. You know, you can't say names, or you can get sued
you
for
you you can
defamation.
it's really tricky. And one of the things, Earl, a lot of people say, well, these promoters, it's their fault that they're hiring these people and this and that. And so let me just say this from a promoter perspective. We don't know everything that's happening. We don't. There's no way for us to know everything that's going on. We hear some things, but some from time to time, but sometimes we don't know. I think
Right.
one of the blessings I believe for myself is that people know my integrity. They know what I stand for and they know what I believe. And so people will tell me, because I'm not out there like that.
Right.
So they understand what my mission is, they understand what my purpose is, they understand my goal for my event. And so they will tell me if something, hey, you might want to double check this artist, or I'm understanding that this participant, we've been having problems with him, this and that. And so I'm able to at least, or her, I'm able to at least investigate and find out what's going on. And that's a blessing because, like I said, they know my heart and they know the intent of my event. And,
Okay.
and, that's one of the things that I hear so much about when it comes to promoters, that you all should do this and that. But I think it's a two-way street. I think it's all of our responsibility. Promoters, DJs, instructors, participants. It's all of our responsibility to make sure that everyone feels safe.
Yes.
All of it's not just one or any, it's everybody's responsibility. And so when we all take that responsibility, we will start to see things clean up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, sounds good, Carmen.
Sounds good.
I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today on my little show. It's great talking to you. I learned a lot about you through my research. Today, this young lady has done a whole lot of stuff that you never know. And about one last question before we leave. You teach Zumba, you train dancers, you're participating in a play. Where do you find time to do all the things that you're involved
A lot of everything that I do is really strategic. It really is strategic. My yeah, I really plan out things,
in? Mhm.
and I do set some time for myself. So that's what allows it, I think, to get some things done. Not to say that things don't get hectic from time to time, because they definitely do, but I'm really strategic about the way I go about doing things.
Right, right. Well, like I said, I worked with Lee, and Kat. Is I would believe that basically the St. Louis Congress is basically almost a full-time job, correct?
Yeah, it is. I the month that we are finished in October, I take that month of November off, and
Uh,
then I start
uh,
back in
Start
December,
right
really.
back again, man.
Hmm.
Yeah. Got to get the early bird passes up the next day when it's over,
Pretty
right?
much.
Had a good time. Hit them with the early bird scam, and then everything. Oh, this is a good price. I had fun this year. I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
come back
yeah,
again. Uh-huh.
yeah.
I got that.
Yeah.
I got that.
It's
Well,
I've been, yeah, I just been, it's been a long road, but it's been a blessing to have the support that I had at the beginning, who
uh-huh.
supported me, because it was, yeah, I had had some amazing artists who supported me from day one, and
Nice.
it's been a blessing ever since. So I can't complain.
Yeah, I be seeing you on the being on TV shows, interviews about stuff you do. I said, look at Carmen. What's going on over there in St. Louis? You're making things happen. See, I'm never gonna hate on anybody's success. As a matter of fact, I like people to be successful, and I respect people who have a good work ethic, which obviously you do. So I like that fact. I'm not gonna hate on anybody, and I try to give. Before they were using the phrase "give people flowers," I was trying to give people their flowers because we don't never know how long we're gonna be here. I could be gone tomorrow, you know. So it's all good. I'm very proud of all the things that you have done. Not that you care whether I'm proud of you or not. I'm just making a statement.
I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
do appreciate you. I do.
And I want to thank you for taking time out, sharing your experiences with me, and talking to me alone without your girls. You know, you always have your posse with me when you and I talk on the internet. So it was great to talk
Well,
to you
that's
all.
how it ends up. I mean, you even invite all of us at one
I,
time or something. So
I,
it's, you know,
I like that. You know, I like that drama.
I know it.
You know, drama king, drama king. I'm working on that though. It was a great time. I had a great time talking with you. I look forward. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a man of my word. You're going to see me in St. Louis before this year ends out. Whether it's going to be at the play, whether it's going to be the St. Louis Congress, it's going to be one of those two probably. You're going to see me.
And we're definitely going to dance either way, whichever one.
Yeah, yeah, one or two, either
Because
one.
I don't think I ever remember us dancing ever.
No, you know why? That's funny because even though I seem to be an extrovert, I'm really very shy person, and I have a humongous ego, as you already know. I very rarely ask someone to dance, not because I don't like the way they look, not because I don't like the way they dance. It's because my ego's so big. I
Mm-mm.
fear I fear rejection.
Mm-mm.
So only time I'm dancing with somebody is the lady that I know for real well that I can just pull out on the floor, say, "Come on, let's dance." And she say, "Okay." I don't very rarely go up to people that I don't know because I'm afraid that they may say no to me.
Okay, Earl.
Uh, People think I'm joking. I'm serious. It kills me for someone to say no to me. I've been spoiled all my life. I always have my way. You saying no to me, that's crushing to me. You know, if I ask someone to dance, they say no. I'm psychologically scarred when that happens. So I try not to do that too much. I usually dance, ask people that I know are going to say yes to me. I know it's strange, but it's really tough when you're being promoted when I have to go up and ask people that I don't know to dance. But I think they see me in the club, they may say, "Oh yeah, well I'll dance with that old man. He's cool." So I don't feel rejected so much locally, but someone I don't know, if they don't ask me to dance, it's probably not going to happen. It's sad that I'm that way, but what can you do?
Yeah.
Do you ask guys when you go out? Do you ask guys to dance? Do you ask people to dance when you go out?
Well, that's the only. Honestly, that's a lot of times the only way that I'll get the dance.
Right. Yeah.
You know, if I don't, and I get rejected all the time. I mean, you know, people still don't know me when I come out, so I get rejected too. So you know, but I wouldn't get asked to dance if I didn't ask. If I didn't ask a lead or a guy, or if I didn't ask a follow,
Right.
I wouldn't get asked.
Okay.
So I say 95% of the time I'm asking. I'm the one asking. And 90% of the time I'm being rejected.
Okay, so we're gonna take what you just said and segue into this. Not that it's all about me, but we
Yeah, it
have been
is.
we have been this ah! We have been the same party together, correct? So
Yes.
my question is there any particular reason why you didn't come up and ask me to dance?
Is there any particular reason why you didn't ask me to dance?
I just went
Because
through.
you didn't even see me.
You were hanging out me when I was hot. I was hot at this time.
Earl, look here. I'm not trying to go there with you on your show.
Yeah, I'm right. You know, I had to evolve. I had to grow to the person I am now. You know, when I was young, when we saw each other, Stuck with Salsa was doing all right. You know, I probably had my head up in the air, so I didn't see you.
All the more. Okay. And by the time I'm asking this person, I didn't got rejected 5-6 times. in DC.
Oh.
Okay. Right. So let's just put that on out there as I drink my drink here.
No, because I know DC is slickers. I ain't even gonna lie about that.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Okay. You didn't answer my question. You didn't really answer my question why you didn't ask me to dance, but it's all good.
I didn't. You know why? But you didn't even ask me to dance either. So we could go back and forth on this all day long.
Well, we've had a great interview. I think I better wrap this up now before things get rough in here. Nah. That's why. Carmen, I'm really very. I know I seem crazy, but I'm really a very shy person again because I just can't stand to be rejected. So that's probably.
But what does that say about me? That someone who's asked and been rejected a lot. So you know, you could at that time you could have been the fourth person, and I'm like, look, I'm tired.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
But think about that. Like, this is all the time. Like, I've been in DC, Chicago, Miami, LA, Seattle, St. Louis.
Damn.
Okay, and this was my life. When I would step out on a dance floor, I'm doing 95% of the asking. Wow. And getting rejected 90% of the time.
So you have to prove yourself on your dance floor.
You do your introductory dance. Everybody knows it. Your introductory dance, so people can see you. You ask somebody to dance. They look at you talking about their feet hurt, which they didn't because they just didn't dance with this girl on the other side.
Oh no!
And then you dance, and then I'll dance. I get somebody to dance with. I'll dance right in front of you because you didn't want to dance with me because you didn't probably like the way I look. And you didn't want to dance with me because I wasn't what you wanted to do. I wasn't it. Or you didn't think I could dance. Yeah, so I'm just keeping it real. You have to give knowledge to the ladies who are asking and being rejected. And so that hence is why we started our podcast. Okay. Hence is why you think about how does this issue still happen 20 years later? But that's a lot for someone who gets rejected 4 or 5 times a night, and they still ask.
Yeah. If I would do that once or twice with me, I ain't asked nobody 4 or 5 times. I don't know, but that's just okay.
Or you're standing at the edge of the dance floor and you're moving, hoping that somebody will take notice that you can groove.
Uh-huh.
And you just standing there by yourself dancing. Okay.
Well, the good thing is this, Carmen, after they see you dance, you don't have problems getting dancing with anyone. That's pretty much all you can ask for. You know. There are a lot of people standing on the floor waiting to get dancing, don't get asked to dance. But they, like you say, they have to show people. I think that's what everybody.
You do, but it is with everybody. But even still, I've done all of that, Earl. Been in this game for 20 some odd years. Done that too. Yeah. Dance that introductory dance.
Right.
And I may not get another dance for another 35, 40 minutes.
I bet you if you had the earrings you have on right now,
that may scare somebody. Don't and let's not go back when I used to do the whole afro. Now that really was okay.
All
So I'm just saying it's a lot to be said there
right. Okay.
when you're coming from another city.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I think I better start asking people from out of town to dance. I think I need to get over my fear of rejection and just ask,
Mhm.
"Hey, what do you think?" I'm not
Mhm.
trying to be funny, something to think about. Definitely something to think about for sure. Okay. So, do you have anything coming up in the future? Any future projects that you want to share, or are you keeping them close to the vest?
No, just like I said, the St. Louis Salsa Congress, the 11th year. Grateful to be able to do that October 21st through the 23rd, 2022. So this year coming up.
Okay.
Just excited about that.
What's the website, Carmen?
www.stlsalsafest.com.
Oh,
www.stlsalsafest.com.
Salsa Fest. So, but do you have? Is it strictly salsa, or do you have a bachata room? I'm just asking.
It's a bit, yeah. I do have bachata, and I mean it's evolved over years and years,
Yeah.
but I just kind of kept it
Do,
simple.
do they love it in St. Louis bachata like everywhere else? I mean, people
Uh
just
huh.
love
Oh
it.
yeah.
They just
Oh
love
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at the DC Bachata Congress, I'm not exaggerating. Things start from Thursday. These fools will be in the bachata room from Thursday till Monday. Some of them don't even know it's a salsa room. Some of them don't even know that there's 6 other ballrooms.
Yeah.
And the majority of them care. They dance bachata 4 days straight. I'm like, I'm looking at these people and I'm like, really?
I remember one year it was so crazy. I can't remember if it was the 6th or the 7th Congress where they danced so hard in that bachata room. They tore the divider. The divider was leaning like this. It was,
I mean, they love
and
it.
we were in there. I remember just me and another young lady and some of the volunteers. We were just in there trying to fix the divider, but they had that divider leaning. It was, I mean, and I can't. It was another year where it was just. I walked into that room, and I think it was Banga. I mean, it was like Afro beats was just. I mean, they had the whole floor vibrating. You felt the floor. It was. I walked in there, and it was like I was like, "Whoa, what?" It was on and popping. It was yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they love it. I'm not the biggest bachata fan. I do not dislike or abhor bachata. I like it. There's some other songs that I like, and I've had some good instruction. I've taken classes from Lee. I've taken classes from Tato down in Tampa. Of course, I've taken classes with Rudy, La Amana, and Jorge. So I've had some instruction. I got skills, but I'm amazed at how I've seen people every year dance 4 days. They don't go in any other room. They just stay in that room and dance with John. They dance till like 8 o'clock in the morning. I, I just don't understand it.
That's
I
what
mean,
they
I
do.
think I've danced also like that. I guess in my younger days, but so I guess there's no difference. If you have an addiction and you love it,
That's what they do.
it's no problem. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling people, if you have more than one room, it's a no-brainer. You have to have a bachata room.
Oh
You
yeah.
have, you
Yeah,
have to.
I mean, it's evolved over the years. The events evolved over the years where it wasn't that way at first. You were able to do salsa and bachata in the same room back in the day,
Right.
But I mean, over the years it evolves, and you just have to evolve with it. So it's not really about you as a promoter and what you want. I mean, of course there's some guidelines like I said, but you want to make sure people come and have a great time regardless of what it is that they like, whether it be
Yeah.
salsa or bachata. I just
Yeah.
know that you come in here, we ain't playing. I ain't playing with y'all in the bachata room or any room, salsa either. We gonna be respectful.
Right. I got.
That's
I got.
that's what I'm meaning is we got, yeah. But I mean, have fun, have a great time, but we're gonna respect people.
Oh, sure, of course. Like crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Carmen, it's again, I've had a great time. I
I
want to
did
thank you
too, Earl.
for taking time out of your hectic schedule to again come onto my little show.
You so silly.
And like I said, before I will be in St. Louis before years out, either for your to see you in the play or to come to the St. Louis Congress. I'm looking more forward to the conference. Since I'll only be in St. Louis one time this year, I'll
That
probably
sounds wonderful.
be coming in. Okay? All right, Carmen. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you. And
Great speaking with you.
I hope you have a very blessed and productive day.
I will. I will. You too.
All
Thank you
right.
so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.